Okay guys, what's going on? So in today's video, I'm having problems with my clutch, and so what's happening is every time I press the clutch, it's going to the floor and only half releasing. Sometimes it'll fully release and sometimes it'll stick there. So originally what I thought it was the master cylinder for the clutch, but that's been replaced, and I checked the fluid and that's all good. I'm just going to show you really quick in the car what's happening. In case you're getting the same problem, you can see my clutch there. It'll come back, but then occasionally you can hear it squeaking, and then it'll stay halfway, and then I'll have to kick it up with my foot. So, through further diagnostic, I removed the intercooler. For anyone wondering, it's pretty simple. You just undo this flange here. There's two supporting brackets on the side, and then you just want to disconnect this. You can leave your bypass valve on, and all you have to do is slide the intercooler off, and that'll give you access to the clutch slave cylinder right here. And as I'm depressing it, I noticed that this cylinder right here is making a squeaking noise, and I put my hand on it too, and you could feel the resistance. So because it's intermittent, I'm wondering if this hydraulic cylinder is just rusting out, or if it's got some sort of resistance, or the cylinder itself is going bad. So in today's video, I'm going to replace that, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It's pretty simple. Once you get the intercooler off, all you have to do is remove these two bolts and this banjo bolt, and you'll have to take the this rod from the actual clutch fork off. And so I'll get doing that. All you're going to need is a 14 millimeter, and you can pop that all three of those off. So I'll get you set up on the tripod and I'll start that going. I didn't realize this, but I guess this had a crack in it, and I just went to undo that bolt and it split the socket. Cheap cobalt sockets, not good.
Alright, so just popping off here the two 14 millimeter bolts on either side of the clutch slave. You will have to remove your intercooler to gain access to this, like I said earlier. And when I was doing this, I realized that the cold side for the turbo was exposed. So you'll see me throw a glove on it right here. And all that is to do is prevent you dropping something, any debris or anything getting in there, making this job take a lot longer. And I'm just removing the second 14 millimeter bolt, and you'll see there's also an additional third 14 millimeter bolt connecting the banjo line to the master slave cylinder. You'll have to remove that as well, and there's two copper washers. Be very careful you don't lose those. They are replaceable, but it'd be nice not to lose them. And then once that's all done, you can remove this fairly simply, and then we'll bring it on the bench and show you what's going on.
Okay guys, so as you can see, here is our clutch slave cylinder. I don't want to focus. It looks to be alright, but definitely a little bit rusty, and it did look like it was leaking. So I'm hoping that is it. As I said, I've already replaced the master cylinder on the car. You can see it's got a new one on it. It is not an OEM one, so I'm almost wondering if that could be an issue again too. But I'm gonna throw a new clutch slave in. They're fairly cheap. I got one for $100, so it's not, I don't know, it's worth replacing. If this is the problem, that'd be great. It was making a lot of noise, but the only other thing I can think is my throwout bearing from my actual clutch, or a hydraulic leak somewhere that I'm not seeing. But anyways, I'm going to throw another one in, and we're going to see if that fixes it, and I'll show you how to bleed the system and then throw the intercooler back on. Okay, so here's the replacement part. The only thing you're going to have to do is slide this pin in this direction before you install it. Got our pin in, and we got the caps on. We're going to throw this back in here. I'm just going to set you up on the tripod so it's easier to do this.
Alright, so I'm just throwing the part in here, and I wanted to verify that the stroke length was right for the clutch fork, the rod that we installed earlier. I'm just hand tightening the bolts. I did use anti-seize on them because I did notice it was very hard to take off, I guess because all the heat there. And then I'm just slowly tightening either side of them. I did go back and torque them afterwards. I just did in this video here, I just tightened each one lightly and then went back and forth so it's seated properly. I will throw up the proper torque specs. I did remember torquing, I just don't remember what they were, so I'll throw them up on screen. And then also talking about those banjo bolts, there was the 2 screens, but make sure when you do, before you do install it, you'll see me here, just take a screwdriver and there is a rubber cap they have to seal the threads. So make sure you remove that, and then I clean those copper washers before so one goes on first and then the banjo bolt and then another copper washer and then the actual bolt itself. I didn't put any anti-seize or anything on that because I didn't want it to get into the hydraulic system. And I'm just tightening that down now, and I'll throw the torque spec up for you guys on that too. I just kind of got everything tightened in place first, and then I went and torqued it all before I put on the radiator to finish this off, or sorry, the intercooler to finish this off. Before I did that though, I did test the clutch to make sure that it was working and everything was all right, and you'll see that coming up here in one of the clips. And then of course you're gonna have to bleed the system as well, and that's coming up here. We'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm just adding some .4 brake fluid. That's what this system recommends. And then you'll see me in this video just opening and closing the bleeder valve. And all we're trying to do here is get rid of the excess air in the system.
Open. Closed.
Very similar to bleeding brakes.
Open. Closed. Open.
You will need someone else to help you. I have my dad in the car pumping the clutch from the inside.
Open. How's your reservoir? It's still good. Okay, that's closed.
So when you hear me talking about open and closed, he's actually pushing the pedal up and down, and then you bleed the system that way.
Try that. It's open. I heard air come out.
So you'll hear a puff of air come out there. That's knowing that you're actually getting the hydraulic fluid. You'll notice that the sleeve on the bottom left isn't moving yet.
Open. Yeah.
And it just started to move a little bit there.
Open. Yeah. Close. Close. One sec here. Closed. I'm getting the clutch. Open.
So he just said there he's getting a clutch, which means the system's being close to bled and no air in it.
Open. Closed. Check your reservoir. Open.
Yeah, and he made a good point there. Just make sure that you aren't running out of fluid because you'll bring more air into the system.
More to the reservoir. Closed. Okay, hold on. Let me try it now.
And as you can see, the bottom left now,
I see it moving too. Okay, hold on. Now I can get in.
The clutch sleeve is starting to, right there, it's starting to move, and that means you're successful in bleeding it. That squeaking sound, I'm not sure where that's from. That went away shortly after.
Closed. You got fluid now or air? It's fluid coming out. So we're good. Yeah. How's the clutch feel though?
And the clutch was back to normal after this, which indicated it was the clutch sleeve cylinder that needed to be replaced. I hope this guy helps you too if you're having the same problem.
So the new clutch slave cylinder's in. We bled it from the actual master cylinder right there, and then also at the clutch slave cylinder, and it seems to be working. So that kind of was the problem, and so if you're having the same symptoms, the pedal will stay halfway on the floor, or just will have a hard time coming back to you. That's definitely something to look at. I'm just going to throw on the intercooler now, and yeah, that'll be a wrap for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helped you, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, and I'll try and give you guys a hand.
If this helped you at all, guys, please drop a comment, like, or subscribe, because it helps me out huge and it helps me to continue to make these videos. I really do appreciate you watching, and check out the next video up in the top here.